Hey guys, I'm doing another build video, probably my quickest one, but also one of my most flexible. This is my take on the quality build. So for a quality build, stats are quite simple. A little bit of mind for extra mana to use abilities, 50 vigor, 40 endurance, and then equal parts strength and dex. Very, very straightforward. And you can use more weapons as quality than any other weapon type in the game. There's a bunch of straight swords that scale equally in strength and dex, um, and many, many, many other weapon types. Like whether it's one of these curved swords or knuckles, or there's flails and there's axes. There's some great boss weapons. Like I really like the axe of Godric on a quality build. I think it is incredibly fast and effective for a two-hander. Yeah, flails, hammers, you name it. You're going to find things that scale equally in strength and dex, making this build probably have more weapon options than any other type of build out there. Claws, equal parts, strength dex, actually at plus 20 more strength. Anyways, when you ash them quality, those grades will go up. And when they're plus 25, the grades will go up. You can see on my quality Lucerne here, I have a B scaling in both strength and dex. I'm also using the Golden Great Shield. It's an awesome Great Shield because of its massive guard boost, assuming that you have the strength to wield it. I'm using Veteran's Armor with Raging Wolf to stay at medium equip load. It doesn't really matter. Now, the charms I'm using have to do with the weapon I'm using. So I'm enhancing both my charge attacks and guard counters because of this disgusting weapon I'm using, and I'm going to get into that. And then I'm using my two go-to other talismans, which is Physical Negation and Erdtree's Favor +2, because it's just too darn good. So with all these choices for quality, why why the Lucerne? Well, the Lucerne has been hidden and overpowered, questionably strong, let's say. Maybe not overpowered, but questionably strong since Dark Souls 3. And it's even better than it's ever been in Elden Ring thanks to its disgusting guard counter animation. So let's look at its moveset real quick. It's got a very strong light moveset, typical of any kind of a halberd, large sweeping strikes, good range. It's got the sprint that's kind of like a spear thrust. It's got a backup into a spear thrust. Its crouch goes forward like that. So that's all okay. I mean, it looks pretty much like any other halberd for the most part. But where this weapon starts to get different is number one, it's extremely fast. It's almost too fast for its damage and weight and ability to break poise. And number two, its charge attack is extremely nasty. That is a devastating, super targeted, but also hits AoE charge attack. And this is one of the few weapons in the game you will find yourself using your heavy attack button more than your light attack button. And it absolutely demolishes poise to the point where you think you're using a colossal weapon. It breaks poise so efficiently. And then the icing on the cake is the guard counter animation they decided to give it for this game is unbelievable. It's so good. Heavy overhead, poise broken, goodbye. See this? That's its guard counter animation. Extremely fast, extremely accurate, and can hit multiple targets at once. I just don't want to get hit by this exploding guy. You also have a seemingly inordinary amount of poise yourself when you're swinging this weapon, particularly with heavy swings. It's very hard for you to be interrupted while you're charging up these attacks. Second charge attack, still good too. See, you can tell just by how far they get knocked back that it's like the game considers it almost a colossal weapon. It's just wild. I really want this guy to swing at me. There's that guard counter animation. Look at this. Boom. Devastating. Absolutely monstrous guard counter animation that just annihilates poise. And you can see the hitbox on that is really nice. And on that, super nice. Did you think it was going to reach that far? I'm not sure. So, there's a ton of good quality weapons, and yeah, you can't go wrong. Whether, this is just the bread and butter. I can use a straight sword. I can use a mace. I can use claws. I can use a hammer. I can use whatever I want to use with this build. But for me, it's all about these massive overhead swings into goodbye poise, and these really this guard counter animation is just too much. And you'll notice I haven't even used Barricade Shield yet. I'm going to now because this guy's a little bit bigger and meaner. But it's just, what an animation. It's so fast and so accurate. The enemy has no time to respond, and it can hit multiple enemies at once, and now his poise is broken, and see you later. I mean, what an awesome, awesome weapon this is. It's just got a wonderful moveset, and of course, it's jumping attack, that's jumping heavy, slam down with jumping light, also super good, and it's backstep into thrust. I love all these types of weapons that have backstep into thrust because it's incredibly powerful. So that's why I like this weapon so much, and it already had in Dark Souls 3 this super fast, super hard hitting, really accurate heavy swing, which it still has, and now it has this guard counter that comes out seemingly instantly and almost never misses. It's an awesome weapon, and yeah, I think quality is an awesome way to build in general, and yeah, that's my take on it. The Lucerne, those who know, it was a sleeper weapon, but there was people who have been abusing this for a long time. Oh yeah, and of course you can put any Ash of War you want on this bad boy. I'm using the Stomp, which is kind of one of the cooler ones because it kind of like adds some AoE to the mix. Whoa, why can't I see? That's interesting. So I just roar. Okay, well, they all shielded the attack, so it was not very impressive. But rest assured, when that actually hits everybody at once, it's very impressive. I mean, the Horalu's Earthshaker is just a solid Ash. There's many solid Ashes that you could use as long as you can change it to quality to boost the scaling. Now I feel like I can't end the video until I at least hit one person. So if I switch to one-handed, I'm using Barricade. If I switch to two-handed, I've got a little bit of AoE, which I swear is good. That's not bad. And it does hit everything around you. And the roar stuns, too, which is kind of cool. Like, you can't do anything. And it broke his poise, too. Yeah, kind of neat. I mean, Hoarfrost Stomp is probably the better option in the end, but, like, whatever. It's all good. Anyways, that is my very quick and dirty quality build. Like I said, you can use a million different weapon types. Anything that says it has equal scaling and strength and dex, Ash at quality, and away you go. And I think I've done a good job showing why I like this weapon in particular for this build. Thanks.